Hey everybody, Brad Linder coming at you with the card of the day, and it's going to be short and sweet. Going to be coloring Reed Richards. Going to be adding this over to the page really quick. And there we go. Hope everybody's enjoying the Christmas Eve of 2017. Hey, Mr. Jim O'Reilly. Hey, Jay. Nice to see you made it. Erica. Johnny popped on. Cool deal. Yeah, Mr. Jim over there knocking out his webcomic. Took time off to graciously pop on and say hello. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. I was doing the family thing today, so I decided to do one really late, and then we hit traffic on the way home, and it was funny because everybody was concerned that I wasn't going to make it, and I left my pack at home, and I normally carry a backpack, Peter Parker style, the not necessarily the old man purse, but definitely carry the backpack with me with all the gear and all that, and I didn't want to do that this year, but yeah, it got funny really quick because it was like, are you home yet? Is it going to go live? Or are you going to do it? So I made it in the door and got everything set up, and here we are. So I love that pressure, though, because it's always cool to have a smooth challenge like that. Because, I mean, I knew I was going to make it. It was no big deal. But I don't want to break that trend that I've been doing since, the last 200 plus cards now of doing these every single day. And I want to keep it that way, you know what I mean? Popping on for you guys and doing this whole thing. Got some scrap there from where I erased the card. But, yeah, as long as you guys keep hanging out and keep viewing, I'm going to keep doing these. And that's what I'm holding up to. So, cool deal. But, yeah, going to color this up real quick. And it's going to be a very easy one, matter of fact. Got an E11 there as a base coat. And I've got an E13 as my toner. So this is going to be very simple. Just going in here and razzing this up just a little bit. That's the technical term, mind you. Go ahead and get that tear duct. And we're going to go from there. But I hope everybody's having a happy holiday. I know I did with the family thing today. It was freaking awesome getting to see everybody and hang out for those that made it. And, it's a rare occasion for me because I work such complex hours and whatnot. And, a lot of people can relate. Not that I have anything going on any different than anybody else. It's exactly what I want to do. So, I'm the only one to hold responsibility for that. But I tell you, man, it's always good to get with your family and get close and hang out and whatnot. But there's always something going on. But 'tis the season, so I wanted to knock this one out really, really smoothly. And this is such a clean card. I got very fortunate with it. I can go in and knock it out and be done and not keep you guys up too late. So not distract you from your work too much. Because I know Mr. Jimbo there has his new webcomic finally coming out for 2018, and I am progressing the same way. And I don't want that to kick off and kill anything. Mr. John Quaid finally made it. Thank you, bud. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to do a base coat here. Now, a lot of people like to leave this open and do natural highlights and stuff, but I've gotten to where I like to do more of an animation style and just blitz it. And that's technical term too, by the way. I like to go in and just fill it all in and then come in with some highlights thereafter and whatnot, natural highlights by darkening it out and letting it do its thing, because exaggerated light in comics and animation too is a hardcore thing to pull off. And not that I can't do it, it's just in this one I don't want to. So I just wanted to keep it simple and clean and just knock it out, make it nice for whoever gets it when the promotion comes up. I know that's going to be really cool for the old sketchbook that's coming out. And I know I'm marking this with blue where it should be black, and I'm doing that for a reason. So bear with me here. I will make it look really cool, because a lot of people are going to be like, well, why didn't you just black it out or blue it out, completely? Well, there's a reason. There's reason. And I'm going to go back over. I even nicked right there across the line, so you guys can see what's going to happen here pretty shortly on how to repair that, as a nice little tip for the day. Once we saturate this and get this nice and colored. So I appreciate you coming on with me for a few minutes here. This is going to be a really cool card. I love the look of this. I really am happy with it. So and it's okay if it bleeds like that. I can show you how to correct that too. Not a biggie. I don't normally bleed them, but sometimes these little index cards have been biting me in the butt here lately, especially ones from this particular pack. They are they're just running amok on me. And about every third card that I go to color, it's like squeak, leak, squeak, leak. It's like, really? Come on. Help me out here. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. But I am having a blast nonetheless. Trying not to rehydrate my black inks too much. I don't want smudges. So, right here, Christmas too. But, yeah. Anyway, my first exposure to the Fantastic Four, one of my great loves for comics, was an original. It was an original number, I think it was number 8. Yeah, it was a number 8. And a lot of people don't realize how crazy that book was back in the day, because, Ben had to show his wife, Debbie, that he had transformed. And it was nuts to see that happen. It was unfortunate. But he did it nonetheless. So I'm going to go in here right in the middle. Because of the way that I'm going to shade this, I'm going to shade it right from the middle out. I'm going to keep it very clean, very bright. And right after that, that first book that I got to see, which happened to be one of my older friends' comics, which he had put in a vault in his dad's office. And I literally a vault. His dad was a bank official, and they had it there, literally. I'm not kidding. They had it locked up in a lockbox. It was neat. After seeing that particular book at that level and seeing Jack's original work to it, I was just blown away, and I was hooked on comics. Then it was the Fantastic Four comic book, the Fantastic Four Hanna-Barbera crossover cartoon from the 60s. Man, I used to watch that thing when I was a little kid all the time, and I just got engulfed in it. And a lot of things that were in that cartoon were really mature themed for the time. I mean, they were really conventional in the way they did stuff, and they set the standard for a lot of the superhero stuff that came later. I mean, everybody's like, Stan Lee created this, and Jack Kirby created that, and this, that, and the other. And the thing is, Jack did a lot more of those stories than Stan did, and it's been coming out slowly over the years that he created a lot more of that stuff. Character designs and character interactions and things like that. And the funny thing about that was, for me, as a kid growing up, I was looking for that kind of leverage, because I thought the Spider-Man and Friends cartoon was really, really cheeky, man. Completely tongue-in-cheek and just really ridiculous. And then I came across those 60s cartoons, and I even liked them better. And they had a good following and a great story base. Even though they were short cartoons and they were, G-rated and whatnot, it still cracked me up because of the fact that whatever you saw on screen was 10 times better than the comic books, or the comic book version or cartoon version of Spider-Man at the time, as far as Spider-Man and Friends went, the kid-friendly stuff. And it was just ridiculous that, they kind of toned it down and muted it because of the fact that they thought we couldn't handle it. But yet kids in the 60s were watching this stuff, and they got left to do educated cartoons, and it was just crazy why we got chipped like that. But Filmation and Hanna-Barbera brought a bunch of cartoons back in the 80s, which really enhanced a bunch of that stuff and brought it back to life. So kids of, my generation got to see all that cool stuff as well, fortunately, which for the most part wouldn't have happened otherwise. And I always find that fascinating, to go through the history and all that and see what's out there. Let's see here. I'm going to go with this gray here on the glows over the blue to pop it out and make it look black without being black. Just like I did the Hellboy shirt, if you saw that, just like I did that costume. I'm going to go over this really dark gray here. And just kind of make that pop out really quick. Because it's supposed to be dark blue and then black, and then these highlights are supposed to be really cool. Normally a bright blue or a white even to mute them out. But I like the contrast better of the dull gray myself. Gonna get that belt right there. Now this is his waist right here with the belt that he always has on his uniform, so that's why that's blue there and contrasting. It's not a weird overlay thumb or whatever. It's a twofer. So and I like to go with the black and blue chest plates. I don't like to go with the white. It's been done to death. So I go more with the spacesuit style. They did that really cool blue and black version in the 90s, and I really, really enjoyed that, which was a play on the original 60s suits that Jack Kirby designed. So, and like I said, I'll touch this up as we go along real quick, but I want to keep this short and sweet. Okay, let's see. Got that one. Yeah, Johnny, I remember that. I saw your post there. I saw your comment. Yeah, I did remember that. It was the number 8 was the Ghost Rider versus Galactus. But yep, that was the first issue I saw. But it was number 4 or 5 where Ben told his wife Debbie what was going on, and that was the one that I was referring to as my favorite. Thank you for that. But even though, like I said, number 8 was my first exposure to it, number 4 and 5, that Ben Grimm story arc, I believe it was. I think that was the one it was in. But it's been so long since I've read those, I'm going to have to go back and reread them. I've got them in the collected trades, but I haven't read them in ages. What am I looking for now? I am looking for hair color. Okay. Now, I like to go with, on read, I like to do this. Like, put some color down here, and then put some color right across here. And I like to keep him the classic light brown hair, because everybody likes to blacken this out now or completely gray him, and I don't like to do that at all. And I even go as far as blocking that off to where it's not white on that other side just yet, because you can't see it from this side. Mr. Sideburns. Love that. Now I'm going to go back over it with this gray right here. Kind of darken it up a little bit on one side. Now most people would say, why don't you use a darker brown? I prefer not to, because of the fact that if you use a darker brown, if you use too much brown or too much of a dark color in stuff like this, it tends to drown it out, and I don't like that. So I go with a gray to make it look polished like that, so you don't have to mess with that. And I need to go with the lighter brown here for the good old eyes, because he has brown eyes. A lot of people always, I see people always give him blue eyes like Johnny, like Johnny and Sue. And the thing is, he has brown eyes. If you ever do a drawing of Reed Richards, he has brown eyes. Stop that. Yeah, I remember that cartoon, man. That was awesome. That cartoon was fantastic. Oh, pardon the pun there. I did not intend that. Yeah, it was a great cartoon. I really enjoy it. I still watch it till this day, matter of fact. Yep, still watch it till this day. There we go. Now, if you guys hear me rattling my catch-all bag here, I am looking for a soft pink to go in for Reed Richards' tongue without making it look like a brony. So, here we go. I am using a RVO2. It's called a sugared almond pink, and it's very, very light, and we definitely like that contrast for what we're doing here with Reed. Very cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an RV23 and go right back up under here and just, make the professional sound effects and go ding, ding, ding as we tap it in there to make it work. Okay. Now, got all that set up, and I want to go back in with this dark gray right here on the blue real quick. Now, a lot of people won't do this, but like I said, I do, because I prefer it to using super darks, because it just makes it look weird. Okay? So I like to do that right there. And see, that just gives it that pop and makes it look comic book ready. Just getting on a little dark side for the 3-dimensional colors. Let me see here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, right there. Cool. Okay. Now I got that arm. Man, I am way more tired tonight than I thought. I'm feeling it. Normally I'm a night owl, but these last couple of days have been just killing me getting ready for the launch and all that. Okay, cool deal. Underneath that belt. Tone that down a little. And maybe just a little bit right up under here. I know that looks a little excessively dark, but when it dries, it'll dry lighter. Hitting the darkest spots. There'll be people screaming at me, "Why are you marking it up with all that gray?" Mm-hmm. It's because I want to. It's because I want to. And right across here, add just a little bit of a flared shadow. Boom, right there. Very cool. That'll balance out that heavy gray in this flesh color that most people will complain about, but like I said, there's a method to the madness. Please hang with me. Alrighty. Cool deal. And now I will pick a completely off-kilter color, and we will go with this massive orange right here to make everything pop out. This is what will make them pop out with these corrective overruns here. This makes them look very cartoony. Very, very solid. I always like trimming out these cards like this because it makes the characters just jump up off of it really quick. It's this big solid mass of color to make it work. And I'm going to put in I just realized my hands are really gray today where I've worked on the pencil stuff this afternoon when I was drawing with the kids. Let's see here. A lot of graphite in my hands. Okay. Gonna block this out. There we go. Cool. And we're gonna go right here like that. Block this off. I really dig these things because of the fact that they have a lot of forgiveness. Ding. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yep. I'm gonna go back in here real quick, just test out my color hues here. Add kind of an electric blue right here across the highlight to contrast just a little bit and make it pop back up. So you can go back in with Copics and put in pop in another color, and they're so forgiving. They will allow you to do that, which is boom, right there, done, done. And if you do it right and catch it right on the seam of your dark color, of your shading, as well as your primary, it tends to pop it up. And when it dries, it'll have a kind of a 1, 2, 3 punch to it. It's really cool stuff, man. As you guys can tell, I really love these markers. Okay, put something right there, right there. Pop him up. Hope you dig it. Hey, Matt, Corey, and Jay made it. That's a cool deal. All right, I wanted to go in with this dark blue again and really pop out this 4 emblem, because like I said, I went with the black one, the black and blue one rather than the white, and a lot of people freak out over that. I just want you guys to know that I did that on purpose, because it's that 90s style, that late 90s, early 2000s style where they blacked it out. Because I don't like the white one. I just don't. I've never liked the white symbol. I thought it stood out like a target, like a bullseye on their chest, and it's just like, shoot me here, you know, kind of thing. I'm going to go with a light, a super light contrast right here. Just to give those teeth just a little bit of a edge to them, like he can actually bite somebody. And right in the crease of the tongue, just a little bit, because you'll make him look like he has jaundice or something, you know, like a food disorder or a digestive disorder or something. If you're not careful, you'll make his tongue look funky. Don't do that. Just touch it in there lightly if that's where you're going to go with the grays. Just accent it just a little, but yeah, there you go. Cool deal. Now, as far as touch-up goes, I did want to touch up right in here for this glove. I did that on purpose, and I told you guys, just go in and black it out and make it look like it's a mash connection. Just see? Think. Everybody's like, you can't do that. It doesn't look open now. But if he mashed his fingers together and squeezed really tight, the skin would actually dip in and move and block that out, so no problem. There you go. Done deal. Now, I would never do this on a professional card, you know, a professional piece for comic books to turn into an editor, because editors will look at you like you're crazy. But I'm using a Sharpie here to go in and show how to fix some of this stuff when you have these little pixels for the digital people, or pinholes for everybody else when you erase it. Go in and make sure it's not dust first, like that, and doesn't remove. And then when it doesn't, if it doesn't come back and it's still thin, you know, you can go in with a Sharpie and darken that up really quick. Just make sure you do big blocks, because that way it'll dry solid and it won't look like you did patchwork everywhere. It'll be a big patch of like dried ink there, and it'll be fine. I do that all the time. Just go in and bink, you know, no problem. I have to be careful, keep my hands off, because I'm smudging stuff. But yep. And when you get a smudge line like that right there, well, how you hide that is you make full contact. Because what I would do is go in and do this. No biggie. Full contact. If it starts to feather, just go full contact. That's what I did in there to cover up that overage on the face right there. So no biggie. If it contacts, so what? You know, who's going to complain? I mean, seriously, who's going to complain, right? You see right here in the middle where this one's going to crease in his neck. Get it really close and just balance it out. Think, done deal. So with that said, I'm going to grab one more thing here and do a neutral 1 for the inside of his eyes, which I probably should have done for his teeth now that I look at it, but that's okay too. Right inside the middle of the eye, just give it a little bit of a tap like that and wash out that white just a little. And what it does is it makes it look more wet and moist, like it's got actual tears. And right here on the top, for a thin highlight on the hair, there you go. Done deal. Now I'm going to leave Reed at this point, and I'm going to say goodnight to you guys, and thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll catch you for another one tomorrow. And like I said, if I don't see you, it's Christmas Eve. And thank you guys for such a great following for the last few months and whatnot. And I will see you. Merry Christmas. I will be doing a Christmas show and on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And we'll continue this to the New Year for a little while. And going to do the sketchbook launch right after the 1st. So hang tight for that. And I will see you guys tomorrow. If I don't catch you between now and then because you're with family and whatnot, Merry Christmas and have a great one. Be safe out there and enjoy it. And I'll catch you next week whenever you come back. So until then, good night.